Okay, so this is an assignment video of the baby girl's dress. I've already taught you how to do the baby girl's dress, but this is what you're going to do for the assignment. So this is the for the top part, that's the white lining and what you're going to use, and this is the satin for the down part. This is the illustration. You're just going to copy as I do it, and the same thing, you're just going to do the same thing. So this is the top part for both front and back, and then I'm going to set the down part aside. So this is like the front. You just cut a piece of fabric, okay, out, and fold it into two. This is for the front. Okay, you fold it into two, and I'm going to take, we're just using illustrations now, so we're going to take a shoulder measurement of 6 for the child, okay, and I'm going to go back to the top and take half of it, that is 3 inches, and bend it 1 inch downwards and use a ruler to rule it, just the same way I taught you, but I want you to practice as I'm showing you right now, and then rule it, okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and take measurements for the bodies, which is the top. I'm going to take 5 inches for the bust, 8 inches for the under bust, and 10 inches for the waist. Okay, I lost that part of the clip, but this is what I did. Okay, so I took my armhole measurement here, ruled curved there, and then took the bodies at 5, 8 and 10 inches, and then took an extra inch downwards for allowance, but although it's just for illustration. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it. So this is what you're going to do. You just take the same measurement I took for the fabric and cut exactly the same thing, please. And then I'm cutting it out. This is the front now, okay. Then we're going to use this to trace the back. Now for the back of a top of a baby girl's dress, you're going to push back by 1.5 inch. Use your tape like this, push back by 1.5 inch, and create a dot line. When you are taking this pattern, you use chalk. I'm only using marker for you to see for illustrative purpose. So I'm going to draw a line at the zip allowance area, okay. So this is, the back now, so it comes back by 1.5 inch, that extra 1.5 inch, and then I'm just going to mark out every part for the back, measurement. And once I'm done doing that, I'm going to cut it out. So I'm going to take this out and then cut out the back measurement with that 1.5 inch extra for zip allowance, okay. So this is just a cutting illustration video, and this is what you're just going to do to submit as your assignment this weekend, please. Then you're going to cut the back into 2, because that's where your zip is supposed to be. So the back, you usually cut it into 2 like this. That's it. So now this is the back, okay, the 2 sides of the back, and then the front is somewhere in the middle. So let me open it up for you to see. So you open up the front like this, and then you put the back in this form, and then you sew these edges here together, these edges here, okay. But before we sew the edges, we are going to cut out the neck. We're going to trace out the neck and then cut out the neck, okay. So I'm going to fold this back like this and do the neck on the front first. I'm just going to come to the neck area. I'm going to come to that shoulder part that was from the point that came down, and then just give a round curve there, and then cut it out, unfold. So then I'm going to put back the back, okay, the same way I cut it off, and then place it 1.5 inch as in moved in, and then mark out the neck as in using the front to trace it, okay. So now I'm going to mark that angle on the neck up here, and then extend it to the 1.5 inch on the zip allowance area, and then I'm done, and then I'm cutting it out. Please, this is the method you're going to follow to submit your assignment, and you're submitting your assignment in pictures so that I will see the process you took. You can use chalk instead of marker, okay. So you're just going to join the sides and then the shoulder. So you just take your handling and thread, you just use big stitches, and then this is the shoulder too, you just use big stitches. This is just for illustrative purpose, just to practice, at least let me know that you're on the right track. So it's just this simple sewing with your handle and thread, the shoulder and the sides, okay. So I'm done. I've sewn the shoulder and the sides, not the armhole, just the shoulder and the side. So I'm opening it up, okay, like this. And this is of course your result. The next thing you want to do is to attach the down part, so which is the satin fabric. Now this satin fabric, you would buy half yard, okay, and cut half yard into two. Half yard is by 60 inches, so you won't cut out the 60 inches part. You will cut the half yard, which is 18 inches, into two. That's 9 inches, and use 9 inches for this, and then the other one you will leave it for another assignment. So it will be 9 inches by 60, and then you take your waist measurement to do that. But next, you're just going to sew. This is the part that will take your time. This assignment will not take more than 30 minutes. It won't even take up to 30 minutes, but this is the part that will take your time the most. So you just sew it with big stitches, and then sew it to the end, to the rest of the 60 inches of the satin. Once you're done, this is what you get. You just, gather it up, and then use the waist measurement to decide how long you want it. Then you won't cut out the thread and the needle out, because you don't want it to loosen up. So use this waist part now to know how long your gathers will be, okay. So this is the waist part you use in knowing how long your gathers will be. And then once you're done doing that, you just pin this. You're not sewing it, you're just going to pin it, okay, to it. You're going to pin it inversely, okay. So you just keep this thread aside, don't loosen it, so that don't cut it off so it doesn't loosen when you're pinning. And so I'm just going to go ahead and do just that. I'm going to use office pins to pin it down, okay, round the whole waistline. So this is the office pins I'm using just to pin it down round the whole waistline. So this is how I'm pinning it. I just pin the inside part together, okay. I just pin inside part. Should I say inside part? Am I correct? Inversely. Let me bring it closer. Okay, so where this thread line is, you just pin it to hide the thread line. You can see I pinned it here, and the inner part together like this, and then you just pin it, okay, like this, and pin it round to the end, to the total end of the waistline. And so I'm done. This is your result. This is exactly what I want you to do. Just after pinning, you're not sewing it, you're just pinning it. When you pin it, this is the result to give you. Then you can go ahead and cut out the thread, okay. Then folding it back as a dress. And so you can see, once you have this, then I know you can actually sew a baby girl's dress. So this is what I want you to do. You just sew the top and then pin the down part to it, and that's all. This, like I said, this thing will not take you up to 30 minutes. It didn't even take me up to 15 minutes, but I know it take up 30 minutes. Please submit by weekend. Thank you.